What's up guys, nandito ako ngayon sa Ayala Museum. Merong event dito. Ang si Jello, grabe oh. Yung may project yan bago guys, sa likhayan si Jello. But anyway, no, dito tayo ngayon para sa Philippine Star. Nag-launch sila ng isang website na Web 3.0. Pwede nyong puntahan multiverse.ph. So papakita ko sa inyo yung mga clips, mga panels, ano ba yung pinag-uusapan dito about NFTs, kung paano nag-a-adapt, no, yung ating traditional way Web 2 papunta sa Web 3 in terms of NFTs, in terms of play to earn games, in terms of banks. And makikita natin dito yung mga nagsasalita is from the government, from banks. Marami tayong matututunan dun sa mga adoption na yun. So papakita ko sa inyo ano bang meron dito sa event ng Philippine Star. And may mga news pa dito about media, ABS-CBN. Tingnan natin. Let's go.
Thank you very much. Well, a lot of the misconception on Web3 actually currency area, and that's because for most laymen, they equate cryptocurrency with Web 3.0 and Web 3.0 with cryptocurrency, or cryptocurrency with blockchain, blockchain with cryptocurrency. So we need to make people understand that Web 3.0 blockchain is a much bigger concept, and cryptocurrency is actually just one of the applications of where blockchain technology is being used, and the public needs more awareness of what is the technology behind blockchain and how it actually handles data, how it provides for more transparency and accountability by ensuring that this data is more actually accessible, but at the same time protected because of the peculiar nature of blockchain. And it has many other applications other than cryptocurrency, which could have a very profound effect on our society. And Web 3.0 is here and now, and we're seeing an increasing adoption based on a more independent, better control of personal data under the 3.0 ecosystem versus the 2.0 version of the web. And it is something that will hold a very high impact on our day-to-day lives, on our financial sector, as you mentioned earlier. So I think events like this, where Philippine Star is sponsoring, would actually help educate the public in becoming more aware of the potentials, the opportunities, the strengths, as well as areas where we need to take caution with respect to new technologies like Web 3.0.
A lot of the demand, actually, they go to Union Bank to ask us if we have this. So that's how we are able to assess adoption, right? Adoption rate. And based on experience and observation, it's really, the adoption is really, I think institutional adoption of cryptocurrency and Web3 would be the key here towards national or a wider scale adoption here in the Philippines. Because and what does it take for institutional adoption, right? It's not just having like the policies in place. Of course, you need to have a lot of the nitty-gritty of those policies, right, to be there. Like you need to have IRRs as well. You need to have also a blockchain talents here and skills here in the Philippines. And also, of course, you need to have the infrastructure that I was talking about. A lot of these are
you need legal considerations, you need risk management, you need compliance. So if you have these infrastructure in place, I guess institutions will start adopting it. Once institutions are getting into this space, you'll see a lot of their own customers also getting into this space. So that's how I see it like moving forward.
Looking for use case scenarios in blockchain, especially on the registry side, land registration, title registration. We have several discussions with the Commission on Elections on utilizing blockchain for voting, perhaps even extending it to online voting. So these are ongoing discussions on the utilization on the government level.
In Web3, a lot will probably be launching in the next 1 or 1.5 years. And we're really excited for some of these game publishers to come out with their games because there are a lot of like ex-EA, ex-Ubisoft, you know, all these big companies, right? Developers from these big companies now getting into Web3 games. So it's really exciting because I think we're going to see a lot of very playable, exciting games, from casual games to AAA games even. And yeah, that's exciting for all the gamers out there, right? And definitely going to boost adoption as well of Web3 gaming.
And JV, maybe you can comment as well on how is it the Philippines has become the go-to place for all this?
I think in the video a while ago, Donald said that you really have to be ready for the opportunity to strike. And I think that if you look at the history of games in the Philippines and technology, you will realize that any new technology like Web 1 or the rise of the Palm Pilot, connected to the internet, Web 2, Facebook, it was all spurred by gaming. So I bought a Palm Pilot because I could play Dope Wars and Traffic Jam. I got into Facebook so I could do Farmville, right? I bought an iPhone or an Android phone because I could play Angry Birds. So it's the same thing with Web 3. What actually got our studio interested in the Web3 phenomenon was that when we looked at the MAU, or the monthly active users, or what you call also the D7, or Day 7 engagement, it was at 95%. You don't see that in the traditional Web2 model. So it wasn't really about the whole play and earn Axie phenomenon. It was more about the marketing was very different, that these people would stay for days, with 95% of players would keep playing. And that's what really got us interested. Our background is in an indie dev studio. We were one of the very first games to launch on the App Store with Street Food Tycoon. So we also saw that opportunity. You have to strike at the very beginning, right? So we saw that opportunity early on for Anito Legends, our game. So we launched it just last year, after about a year and a half in development. And we're actually seeing the rewards now of having that vision of having a game in a market where people are slowly discovering it, so that when the critical mass happens, we're there.